and welcome to the CPDStore.co.uk first year birthday party. We were just recording our members monthly update and the entire recording studio went down. So I wasn't able to come in and do my final slot. In the first part of the session, we had Michaela Combs from Ad Valorem talking about tax. We had Naomi Butler doing the 12 days of Christmas tax. We had Lindsay Weber, we had Claire Thompson, and I was to bring up the final session, but I got cut off. So what we decided to do was we would record this, just me on my own, and everybody who was attending and everybody who was supposed to be attending, that we'll publish this session out to them. I just want to talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions. I want to talk about New Year's resolutions, and I want to talk a little bit about CPD Club. 5 New Year's resolutions for accountants for 2023. The first New Year's resolution for accountants to consider for 2023 is thinking time. One of the greatest business books ever written, and this is a classic, this book is 70, 80 years old, is a book by Napoleon Hill, and it's called Think and Grow Rich. Now, my question for you is, when was the last time that you as an accountant or a bookkeeper actually got to do some thinking time? When was the last time that you got to do some thinking time? You see, Napoleon Hill was onto something, but I think in the busyness of society, in the busyness of business, accountants are missing out on this vital component of success, which is about thinking time. Some tips for thinking time, even just to write down your major outcomes for every day. And by writing and rewriting your outcomes, it forces you to focus on the most critical things. A daily exercise of, well, what are the things that I'm focusing on? What are the critical things? By doing that scribing exercise every day, it brings our attention to what is truly most important. Another concept of thinking time is to plan your day before it starts. These are success factors, 3 success factors of successful people. Schedule your most critical actions and make sure your calendar always reflects your priority. If your calendar doesn't reflect your priorities, your calendar as it currently exists doesn't reflect your priorities, because if that's how you operate, if that's how you work, if we want to shift our focus and if we want to shift our thinking, we've got to refocus our calendar. And be accountable to someone for your plans, commitments, and results. In 2023, get a coach, get somebody who you can be accountable to, somebody who can reflect, that you can reflect out, here's what I'm committed to do. You see, our brains are like supercomputers for excuses. And, maybe excuses may sound harsh, but it's how we can justify not doing things that we should do. One resolution for 2023 could be to schedule structured thinking time. What if you were to take an hour out every 2 weeks and do structured thinking time? And this is something that I've learned from one of my mentors, Keith Cunningham, is taking structured thinking time. An hour out once a fortnight, 5 steps to it. Find the unasked question. What is the question that you need to ask yourself to get better clarity and generate better choices? Identify separate out the symptoms and the actual real problems. What is the obstacle that is holding you back? Not the symptoms that we have, the symptoms of being too busy, facing into tax deadline, under pressure, too many clients, not generating enough profit. All these problems that we face, are they the symptoms or are they actually the problem? You've always got to check your assumptions, because we've got to get to what are the real assumptions underpinning the problem that we have and the thing that we're trying to solve. And we want to differentiate the facts from the story that we tell ourselves. Again, the supercomputer brain is very good at creating stories and justifications. You want to consider second-order consequences. Second-order consequences, if we do this, well, then what are the potential impacts? What are the potential impacts? And there's a great question here that you can ask yourself. The question is, What's the upside? What's the downside? And can I live with the downside? A really simple decision-making process. And then create the machine, the executable plan that is going to get a result, the resources, the people to solve the core problem that we've identified. So for your thinking time in 2023, find the unasked question, separate the problem from the symptom, check your assumptions, consider second-order consequences, and create the machine. Okay, so that's the first New Year's resolution for you to consider. Here's the second one, customers. Customers are our business, but do you have ideal customers, or do you have too many non-ideal customers? You see, if we have too many non-ideal customers, this creates the busyness. This creates the stress. This, too many customers and non-ideal customers in particular draws our attention and focus away from the customers that we should be serving. Non-ideal customers, this is not good for our business. You need to get very, very clear for 2023 on who are your ideal customers and who are the customers that you're currently serving that really you shouldn't serve. Who are the customers who really you should step back? They're just not ideal. It's not serving you. It's not serving your team. It's not serving your business. One of the resolutions to consider for 2023 is to do a structured client classification exercise. Offload non-ideal clients and only accept ideal clients coming in. There are some people you're meant to serve and some not so much. My third New Year's resolution for you to consider for 2023 is building a built-to-sell business. You see, I actually believe that this strategy is for everybody. Whether you're a larger firm, multi-partner firm, sole practitioner firm, new firm, old firm, doesn't matter where you are in your business journey. And it doesn't actually matter where you are in your life journey and what age you are. Every business should be building on a build-to-sell basis. Whether you choose to sell or not is irrelevant. But you see, if we follow the build-to-sell 7-step formula, okay, the 7-step formula of developing products and services with the potential to scale, identifying the ideal customers to buy those products and services, creating a positive cash flow cycle, building the team, developing a system to deliver the result, developing a single focus growth and sales system, and then incentivizing our team members to stay with us. If we follow this 7-step formula, whether you choose to sell your business or not, you have a more manageable, self-sustaining firm. I believe that build to sell should be the foundational strategy for every firm in 2023. We've watched our Profit Pro members over the years deliver this and do this, and we can see how the progress that they make when they follow the steps. New Year's resolution to consider, number 4 of New Year's resolutions for 2023. What if the only way that you can attract a new client for the next 10 years is if you were to get referrals from existing clients? Now, look, there's lots of ways you can market and grow a firm. There's networking, there's direct outreach, there's writing, there's speaking, the web. There's a myriad of strategies. If you're not getting a significant number of your new clients, new ideal clients from referrals, you're doing something wrong. Because that suggests that A, you might not be serving your clients to the extent that they want to give you a referral. B, you're not structuring your service in such a way that it's natural for them to give referrals. That C, you don't have the foundation. When somebody hears about you, they don't have the foundational place to go and check you out and assess you from a trust and credibility perspective. But just think about this, right? What would happen If all other marketing options were cut off to you and the only way you could generate new business was to get referrals from existing clients, what would you do differently in your business? You see, imagine if we just had 20 perfect clients. So if you had 20 perfect clients and we sat down with the first perfect client and we said to them, we have a results conversation with them, is what I call it, a results conversation. Well, what do you want? What's important to you? What's important to you in your business? And what's the result you want to get? And can I help you with that? We have the results conversation. Now, if after having the results conversation, we then get the result for them, well, is that client going to be happier? Is that client going to be enthusiastic about you? Is that client, have you got a deeper, longer relationship with this ideal client? Are they likely to stay with you if you become more sticky? Yes, of course you have. But the second thing you've done is if you have the results conversation and then you get the result, now the client has a story. And when the client has a story, we need to reflect that story back to them to show the win that it is, to show the progress that you've made. And when we reflect back that story, now they have a story. Well, they have a story. The first thing that you'll actually have is you'll have a testimonial. But then if you ask that client to give you a referral based on their experience, now because they have a story and an experience, they're highly likely to go and not only give you the testimonial, but give you a referral. Now, if you had 20 perfect clients and each of them just gave you 2 referrals in the next 2-3 years, well, then you'd have 60 perfect clients. And if the new 40 clients came in and give you 2 or 3 more clients, what if we did a Jerry Maguire on it and focused on delivering outstanding service to our existing clients? Now, of course, referrals is not the only way you can market your business. Happier clients gives you a happier team. Happier clients will give you more word of mouth referrals. Happier clients spend more money. Happier clients stay with you over a longer period of time. Happier clients are more enjoyable to work with. Think about the accountant's growth loop and happier clients in 2023. Here's my last consideration for 2023, pricing for profit. Raise your prices. What if you just raised all your prices between 20 and 50%? Now, I know that figure seems high. I know that figure seems scary, but we're seeing real life accountants and bookkeepers just like you doing this. Raise your prices. You got to have a pricing menu. The pricing menu is something for you to understand internally. Well, these are our services, and here's the prices. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a menu that you put up like in a Chinese restaurant. This can be something that it's an internal mechanism to get you thinking and get your team thinking about prices. Using menu pricing, the journey to value pricing, menu pricing is, that's ground zero. But here's a final thought for you. What if you just build for all the work that you do? What if you just build for all the work that you do? Think about everything that you've left behind this year, work that you've done that you haven't billed for. How much more money would you have right now if you billed for all the work that you've actually done in 2022? That should be definitely one of your resolutions for 2023, is to bill for all the work that we've actually done. Okay, so that was my contribution to the CPDStore first year birthday party. And my apologies to those of you who are on live on the webinar. And I didn't get to share this with you live. But look, we're going to send this out and we're going to share this out to you, everybody who's live, everybody who registered for the webinar and who missed it.